EA Sports WRC is the latest officially licensed World Rally Championship game, and thanks to EA for providing me with a copy, I've been lucky enough to get hands-on with a preview build a few weeks before launch. That of course means that everything you see here is subject to change and not necessarily representative of the final version, but things certainly seem to be shaping up well. Being developed by the racing aficionados at Codemasters, this is a WRC game with a lot of promise, especially considering the studio's 25 plus years of experience with rally games that includes Colin McRae Rally and the Dirt series. It's a promise that they look set to fulfill. The game already plays very well and has an easy to pick up yet challenging to master feel that should offer something for those new to the genre and returning veterans. Codemasters also know their way around a photo mode, with a pedigree that can be seen in recent F1 titles and Dirt 5, as well as in Onrush, which itself can trace back some lineage to the excellent photo mode of Drive Club via the short-lived Codemasters Evo team. No surprise then that EA Sports WRC includes a fully featured photo mode, and it can be found during any post-event replay where it's possible to fast forward and rewind through the last rally stage to find the right moment to capture some shots. The camera itself offers both orbital and free cam movement modes, with pan, tilt and 90-degree roll, all within a range of 25 to 30 meters or so around the car. That's plenty of range to get shots of the vehicle from different angles, maybe not quite wide-reaching enough if you're hoping for those helicopter-style shots as you barrel through the terrain. The on-screen UI brings up a host of options that include a modest zoom from 10 to 60mm, fully manual focusing, and variable aperture values to create depth of field. There's even a handful of different bokeh shapes, and the difference between these is most prominent at larger f-stop values. A focus plane and thirds grid add some useful visual aids, but by far the most significant option here is shutter speed. Adding a sense of motion is absolutely critical when shooting any form of motorsport, and having shutter speed control to determine exactly how much motion blur appears in the shot is the best approach, and the effect can be applied to look as though the car is zooming past the camera or being tracked by it. Note though that you won't see any immediate effect while simply cycling through these values. Instead, you need to select one, then press the right trigger to process the motion blur. Give it a few seconds while the rendering blends a number of frames, presumably using the replay data, and generates the effect. With the composition taken care of, a bunch of picture options let you adjust the end result with colour filters of variable intensity, as well as saturation and contrast, and a rather underpowered exposure setting. Film grain, chromatic aberration and vignette effects add some imperfections that can mimic camera flaws, and a selection of frames include a cinematic crop and some nice graphical overlays. On the final tab, the WRC logo and the stage information are things that I'll personally be turning off on almost every shot, but the ability to add dirt to the car is a welcome one. Overall then, the EA Sports WRC photo mode is looking pretty good, and although it may not be the most comprehensive camera suite to come out of Codemasters, it'd be nice to have the light from Dirt 5 for example, it's still great to see the studio continuing their support for virtual photography. Will you be shooting some rally cars when the game arrives on November the 3rd? Let me know in the comments, and if you like this video, please be sure to subscribe to the channel for more virtual photography content.